fish jump off here. I've been power fishing and really going fast until I got here, and I just slowed down because I missed. Oh, that's a good one. I had one jump off, and then these I had 3 hits. And I finally got this guy. So, you know, I've power fished very quickly, like almost 3 miles an hour, heading up that bank. Just kept the throttle down and kept chucking at the bank until something happens. And now I'm gonna pick it apart. You know, we have a ledge coming across here. It's real subtle. We've had a whole lot of nothing for probably 1.5 miles. And then boom, 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 3 hits in a row. So we'll move across this this ledge. I don't know if you can see that. You see like a boil right there. It's linear. It goes all the way across. It goes from there to there. It's probably out in the middle as well. But we got a pot of active fish, and what I'm going to tell you leads you to find more of these pods of active fish is power fishing, but like a lot of power, a lot of speed, a lot of aggression. And the jackhammer does that well. The Torqeedo does that well in combination. It's you know, for you to constantly have fresh water to, you know, to cast at and really cover it quickly is pretty. It's a pretty powerful thing. So I just went over that ledge. We're going to keep going up this bank, and I'll show you what it looks like to go at 3 miles an hour until you start finding active fish. So I got the throttle at about 390 watts, and I'm moving upstream against this current at 2.6 miles an hour. See how many casts I get in a minute. That was a hit. There it is. Okay, he hit it and then came back and got it. So, you know, I could have stayed on the pod that I was on that was active back there and really picked it apart. But this kind of shows the power of, hey, let's fish fast and find the most aggressive fish. If you find the most aggressive fish, you're going to find a concentration of fish. There's a couple things at play that are pretty important. One is the motor. You cannot do this without a really powerful, fast-moving motor. The other is a high-speed reel. I'm using the Bates reel company, Bates Fishing Company, El Jefe. It's a 8.1-to-1 ratio reel. This thing is amazing. It's just, it's so forgiving. I'm gonna pick this apart a little bit longer, and I'm gonna keep moving fast. You know, having the ability to retrieve that fast gives you the ability just to strain more water. Straining more water means you catch more fish, and you're going to find those concentrations of fish much better when you have a high-speed reel. You know, these fish are they're professionals out here. You're not going to reel, even with this high-speed reel, fast enough that they won't be able to catch it. They can catch anything they want to catch. They have to. Like, that's their job. So let's get back to the high speed, just, you know, almost 400 watts on the Torpedo, 2.6 to 2.8 mile per hour. Just keep straining that water. So I'm maintaining 2.6 to not quite 3 mile an hour headed upstream. That's a rate that's really aggressive, and I thought I fished hard. I thought I power fished hard until I filmed Russ Snyder's. You know, and it wasn't even in competition that I saw him do what he did. He samples, and this is really what it is. You know, I filmed him. He was moving upstream faster than this, but I've found between 2.6 and 2.8 is enough. That I can constantly, you know, be chucking at fresh water. I'm not putting, you know, more than one cast anywhere near the same spot. It's just a constant, you know, all right, anyone there? No? Moving on. There could be someone there. You got to put that out of your mind. You really do. You got to think like, oh, I hit that side of the log, I need to hit the other. No, you don't. If there was, you know, if there was a concentration of fish there, one of them would have shown himself. Oh, there, one just showed itself. But, you know, I could sit here because I did see that one come up and smack it right in front of me. And it is important to look. You gotta look at your bait. That's why I like to do this with a white bait. The white bait shows up really well for me. I'm in a lot of current, and I've dipped down into 2.2 mile an hour, which is too slow. So I'm picking up the pace. I'm running about 800 watts at this point, which is fine. I'll get into slower current here in a second, and I'll back off. When I see myself get up over 3, which I'm right at 2.8, there, I'm at 2.9, I'm gonna back off a little bit. But backing off, I'm still going. It seems intense, and it is. And it's not really the same as just fishing. It's fishing hard. It's power fishing, super hard. Hello. And you find some giants like that doing it. That one is a giant. Oh, did you see him? He was way over 20. Oh, that was a giant. So that's the advantage of power fishing hard, power fishing fast, and if I had a depth finder, I'd mark that log. Oh, that thing was... Anyhow, I could sit here and pound that. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep going because there's other fish like that in the river. Let's go. Fish hard. Cover a lot of ground. I'll remember where that one lives. It's here. So part of doing this effectively is to make sure that you're getting enough calories. You know, if you're not feeding yourself, if you don't have, you know, something in your system to keep your blood sugar really at the level that you need to keep moving that much, you're not going to be as effective doing this. You got to eat, and you got to hydrate when you eat. So I know the question that's coming next as soon as you start trying this. Hey Jeff, what if it's a particularly target-rich environment? Can I slow down then? You can, but the temptation to go back to what you're used to doing and really slowing down. And I'm too slow right now. I'm at 2 miles an hour. Is too much. You want to, you know, give multiple shots at the same target. If it's a target-rich environment like what I'm in right now, lots of current seams. I got wood over here. Haven't even touched yet. I'm about to touch it. You know, 1 shot per target and keep moving. Different target coming up here. Nice log there. My answer to, hey, can I slow down if it's a target-rich environment? No, you can't. Not if you're going to take advantage of this. What you need to do is to cast shorter casts faster. Cast, bring it in, short cast. There's nothing wrong, you know, with doing lots of short casts. I think I'm gonna stay on the inside of this track. No, I'm not. I'm going up there, fast. Get up there. I get up there. Oh, I'm gonna ride my way up there. He's up. Paddle burst helped. All right, get back on that. Go! Go, 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 go. Oh, you got 3 friends with you. All right, this is a place worth remembering. His friends were bigger. And that's what it does for you. You remember it. Now, if you're really gonna fully capitalize, you're dropping waypoints on spots like this, spots where I lost that giant fish. Yep, there's a concentration in there. Anyone else want to play before I leave? I'm leaving. 2.6 miles an hour. Let's go. Keep moving. Now, if you find places where you've done this and you say, yeah, this is a high percentage area, like the head of this island, you can give yourself permission to say, hey, let me come off the motor and let me pick this apart, right? But if that's your all the time mode, you never take advantage of you know, the power fishing at a high rate of speed. You're just not gonna do it because it takes some. It's athletic. It really is athletic. So, you know, you can fish. I don't want to say lazy. You can fish the speed that you're used to and enjoy it. But if you never do this, you're missing out. You really are. So when you're casting that much, you do need to stop occasionally and look at your line. And if you're using a leader to braid, you got to check that knot constantly. I've stopped doing longer leaders. It doesn't matter. In fact, a lot of people that do this just do straight braid all the time. And there's a case to be made for that. When it's moving that fast, they're not seeing anything. They're just seeing the bait because it's going that fast. Right? 2.6. Let's go. Found another one at the head of the island, and you know, this is what it can help you with in terms of figuring out patterns. You know, if you're on an unfamiliar body of water and you just need to sample as much as you possibly can, heads of islands, you're going to figure that out pretty quick. All right, let me keep moving through here. But yeah, I mean, if you're a tournament angler and you're pre-fishing, not just pre-fishing, I think this, you know, could be a tournament strategy in and of itself. But for sure, if you don't know a particular river, and I'm going to scoot over the other side, this is going to teach you the patterns, at least, you know, the places where there are concentrations of fish. Keep doing it out in the middle, everywhere. You're going to learn a lot in a hurry. 2.6, 2.8. As I chew on this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'll acknowledge that predominantly what I've done is beating the bank. It's not the only way you do this. It's just that this river is up a little bit, and that is the highest percentage area with the river coming up. It pushes them off those mid-river ledge eddies because they've shrunk. They're great targets, but they're not linear. They're one here, one there, with like a lot of current coming down in between those targets. You power fish out in the open of a whole lot of current and no current breaks with the river being up. It's not as effective as beating the bank. And that's, you know, that's just good solid river knowledge that, you know, when the river comes up, it pushes fish to the bank. It pushes them to grass bed eddies. It pushes them to some ledge eddies out there. It pushes them into other calm areas that are out there that I'm going to say require a little bit more study to find. And this sort of fishing isn't always conducive to that. Now, when we get low and clear, I just I spoofed one there. Dropped it right on there. When it gets low and clear, my equivalent of this is not the jackhammer on the bank. It is the scented jerk shad out into space. You know, clear water. You move that scented jerk shad as quick as you can, skiing it on the surface. You know, I figured that out last September with Marty Mood. Go watch that video again. Selfish is the is on the thumbnail. Selfish, the big word selfish. I almost didn't share it. Anyways, I just wanted to acknowledge why I am predominantly beating the bank in this power fishing, this intense power fishing effort. And I'm checking my speed again, 2.7. I'm good. It's a good speed. Keep going. Keep going. Just because I'm not getting bit here doesn't mean they're not here, but I'm looking for concentrations of fish. The jackhammer helps me find them. It really comes down to math, though. How many fish can you get a bait in front of? You know, you get them in front of more of them if you're moving it super fast. If you're moving fast, if the bait's moving fast, and yeah, this reel is awesome at this. You got to get one of these. They're solid body, solid construction, and they hold up. They hold up. The Hefe is my favorite because it's fast. Burning hammer. Oh, he's off. Oh, he's off. That's worth casting a few times. I guess that's the difference between, you know, if you're pre-fishing and trying to learn some places, and when you just want to catch them, you find, you know, you get hit like that. I got freight trained and he pulled drag and was off. So saying no to can I slow down if it's a target rich environment isn't the same as can I come off the throttle. You have to come off the throttle when you get into slower water. You absolutely must, because then you're going to be going 4.5 miles an hour in that slack water. You want to come off of it. Actually, I need to speed up because I am in current. But if you're in some slack water, you know, just always look at that. Right now I'm going at 2.6 and I'm happy going 2.6. If I was going 4.6, I'd have to slow down the throttle, but not slow down my speed. Keep an eye on that mile per hour on the Torqeedo display. Oh, those are big head shakes. Those are big head shakes. All right. Come here. I'm gonna swing you in. And keep going. Throttle up. Hammer down. Oh, yep, they're in here. This is a spot worth noting. And this is what it gives you. You know, I had 2 fish on 2 casts, and they're good fish. I mean, if you're in a tournament, you're netting this guy. But I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, I caught my pants. Dang it. At least I didn't catch my leg. They're here. Mark a waypoint. Keep going. Okay. Another one basically in the same spot as the last 2. And this is what you get. Concentrations. You find where there's a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish right here. That last one, the tail was folded over on itself. It's, look, there's one trying to hit it right there. It's still not right. The tail is, look at that. The last 2 I caught, it was like that. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just full speed. Let's keep going. Same area. Like I said, lots of fish here. You gonna see your way out, please? Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks for making that easy for me. Oh, chunk. Chunk. See you, chunk. Oh, you're a good one. Yeah. Loosen up on that drag. Yeah. Loosen up. I'm gonna put a net on you. You deserve a net. Yep. You're not a giant, but you're big. Yeah. Yep. There's a big one. See ya. My hand hurts. Your hand should hurt. If you stop, it should be to eat or drink. Or pee. GoPro stop recording. GoPro stop recording. If you haven't seen the video I made on eating baby food, this is actually applesauce, but I just ate 2 pouches of baby food, and I'm gonna throw this PB&J up there for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes from now. I'll eat that. But the consistency of baby food or applesauce gets in your system, it just absorbs better, and it really gives you that boost. Kind of like, you know, marathon runners use the goo or the jelly beans, or really the, you know, the Gatorade is something that absorbs in your system quickly, but you need to recoup your blood sugar, and man, baby food does it very well, very quickly, and immediately you feel rejuvenated. But yeah, power fishing should be athletic in nature. It's not a, you know, it's just intense. It should be intense, and the results you get from it will be intense. You will learn intensely. You will develop patterns intensely. You will, your hands will hurt intensely at the end of it. But the rewards are, it's worth doing. It's worth doing. You know, it's worth developing your endurance as an angler doing this intense power fishing. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on, big boy. Oh, please stay on. Loosen up. Get that net. Oh. Come on, you. Come on. Come on. Stay on. Stay. Ah. Oh. You do it enough, you're gonna get the bigs. The bigs are coming. When you do catch a big, the temptation is there. So hey, I gotta fish this area a little bit more thoroughly. I don't know. Do you? You're gonna think you do, and you'll be tempted right back into not doing this, not going 2.7 miles per hour. That's where I'm going right now. I left that fish. That was a big fish. There's probably some big ones with him. Should I have stayed there? I don't know. You know, if you talk yourself into that, then you talk yourself back into fishing less intensely. So just keep moving. Keep moving. The bigs are gonna come. That was a big. Got a couple bigs today. Missed a giant. Missed that one that early on in my filming this. That was I remember where he lives. I know where he lives now. I will pick that area apart at some point later this summer. Oh! He jumped on the other side of me. God, he bent it over and jumped. Oh, he was good. It helps if it's a better fish, which this isn't, to come off the throttle as soon as you know that you're hooked up. I think that's what I did wrong with that big one, big one that I lost earlier. I should have come off the throttle. Now, you can do this with targets too, where you just go full speed in between. Oh, you were in there. I saw you because I was watching the white bait, and then I saw the brown fish come out and give a kiss to the white bait. All right, I'm starting to head downstream. The dynamic of this is going to change quite a bit. I don't like to bring the bait up from behind the fish, so for the most part, I'm casting parallel to the bank. I just think when you sneak up behind the fish with something that noisy, it spooks them. So my downstream angles of the cast are just, I don't know, I want it there, which does risk snagging and having to loop around and go back for it, but you're also not going to be on the throttle nearly as much, and even if at all, because the current right now has me going at 3.1 mile an hour. So I don't know, this may be enough. May not be enough time for me to get back. You want a second chance at that? Nope, you don't. What if your friends do? All right, I've drifted to 1.9. So keep looking at the throttle. Keep looking at your speed. Keep your speed up as you move downstream. Here we go again. .7. Yeah, 3.6 without any power. 3.2. As long as I don't go underneath 2.6, it's good. 2.6 to 2.8. I can't tell you why I think that's the right number. It just is. It keeps you, it forces you to do it. Force feeds you water. That's what it is. It's force feeding you new water, new water, new water. He hit right at the boat and did that kind of stuff. He actually hit me. He jumped up and smacked right into me, you rude fish. Good golly. It's not even in your mouth, it's in your nose. Oh, I gotta get the pliers out for this one. Okay, fish. Rude. Okay. Full disclaimer here. I don't have that much more water to fish, and I finally came off the throttle for this target-rich environment here, and these grass beds. So one byproduct of this approach is you get out here, you find yourself late in the day, I don't know, 8, 9, 12 miles up from where you put in, and you gotta time it right. You gotta, when to turn around, when to come back down, and I never get it right. So I will more than likely be doing some of this in the dark. It's okay. You can fish in the dark. So I know a lot of people want to know, what's the bait? Okay, it's no secret. It's been in a bunch of my other recent videos. It's a 1/2 ounce jackhammer with part of a 7-inch scented jerk shad. Now, it's not the whole one, because the whole one gets bent up when I put it away in my Lakewood Sidekick mini tackle box. And I end up cutting them in half, you know, so that it doesn't corkscrew on the way back. I will use a whole one on this. Give them a real big profile. This one happens to be a 1/2 of one, which is fine. They're eating it just fine. But it's not the bait. It's the whole approach. It is committing to the intensity of that many casts and having your hands, wrist, arms just burning and just saying, I could just like not cast for a little bit, but push through it. You know, if you treat it like an athletic event, if you treat it like training, your hands and wrists and arms are going to get stronger. But the big thing is that you want your brain to get stronger and to understand that, yep, I need to go. Oh, there's one. I need to commit to not stopping and fishing that spot for 5 minutes because I got a bite. Don't do it. Don't do it. It takes. Oh God. I'm gonna lose that one on that log, I think. It was big too. I think he hung me on that log. I think he did exactly what he wanted to do. I don't think he's still there. Nope. Just the jackhammer. Oh, he got that good too. Anyhow, committing to the aggression, the speed, all of it. It's worth doing. And that was a big fish. It's worth doing. I gotta get my jackhammer back. He wrapped it around it so many different ways. That's a freaking tree here. Alright. Put that right here and push off. Yeah, he was, I got a good look at him. He was probably 18 and a half. I haven't measured fish today. It's a real good way to get 90 plus inches of fish on this river, and it is a good, good way to catch the biggest of your life, because you're playing the math. The more fish you show this jackhammer to, or scented jerk shad, or spinnerbait. You can do it with a spinnerbait. It'd be great with a spinnerbait because it's fairly low hassle. You don't snag. I wouldn't do it with a crankbait. I wouldn't do it with a jerkbait. It has to be something that you can burn, and the hassle factor is low, and jackhammer's ideal for it. 1/2 ounce. White.